My name is Gunnery Sergeant David K. DeJutley of the United States Marine Corps. I'm a recruiter with Marine Recruiting Station, Hawaii, part of the 12th Marine Corps District. We would like to congratulate the 4th Marine Division on their accomplishments of courage and valor during World War II. In 1944 and 1945, the enemy controlled a number of islands in the Pacific, including Roinamur, Saipan, Tinian, and Iwo Jima. These islands had some of the toughest, most heavily defended beaches, which the enemy thought to be impregnable from assault, and each island was strategically valuable to the Allied efforts in the area of operation. The Marines of the 4th Division were well-equipped, well-trained, highly motivated, and commanded by great leaders. Together, the Marines proved, island by island, that no enemy fortifications were impossible to assault and capture. At that time, the 4th Marine Division's use of landing craft, amphibious tracked vehicles, was at the leading edge of our amphibious landing force doctrine, and they applied that doctrine to great results. In 1968, several Marine veterans of the 4th Marine Division asked the County of Maui if a memorial park could be built in Haiku to honor the Marines who fought so valiantly during World War II. The park became a reality with the help of Alexander and Baldwin and the signing of a 100-year lease in May of 1985. Since that time, the park has grown with the addition of baseball and soccer fields, an equestrian center, and most recently, the building of Kalakupua Playground. Now you will hear from others regarding the actual building of the playground and further plans for the 4th Marine Division Memorial Park.
I just was terrified of starting something like this. Yeah, I was terrified. When we moved back to Maui, I realized how inadequate the playgrounds were for kids, and so I started asking about how we can get better playgrounds here. And then I went to the Big Island and I saw the Bob Leathers playground in Kamuela, and that one really, really inspired me. And I'm an educator. I have a background in early childhood and elementary ed, and that really just made me so excited about having a creative, really beautiful playground like that for the kids.
We went to the county. We were in front of the county council, talked to the mayor, all of that staff there to get funding for the playground as much as we could. That was the first step. We got $20,000 approved in the county's budget for that year. Also then at that point, it was grant writing time. Karen and I wrote several grants that were approved, and we raised a good amount of money through grant writing.
It's probably the second playground where the community actually got involved and built a large-scale playground. The other one was built about 10 years ago, and that was at Kalama Park, and that was another community-built involvement. We've had some smaller ones, but not quite as big, where the community has got involved.
This historical park was dedicated originally by the veterans who trained here for World War II. I helped them place a monument as you enter the park, and secured the help of the Boy Scouts to plant red and yellow hibiscus around that. Other volunteers have planted more trees in the park. You'll see more trees beyond the view plane of the original monument that was built and created by the veterans. One of the exciting aspects of being involved with the park is that each time I have been out here, it seems that there's a visitor from off island who has found their way through the back roads of Maui County to this beautiful park. either as a remembrance of someone that they knew who served here, or to pay homage to the veterans who won so many important battles. Maui County embraced the veterans, and when it was time for their R&R, our then mayor, Eddie Tam, asked the military if they could come back here for that dedication ceremony. Therefore, the medals that were awarded as the result of Iwo Jima were actually given to those soldiers right here on Maui. As you can see, the neighborhood has grown up around it. We added an additional 40-some acres, and that has included ball fields. There was a very active group of volunteers who built a new equestrian arena, and it's here to the side of the park, and that is a new amenity to Maui County parks. Behind the park is what is commonly known as Giggle Hill, and while it currently is in the hands of a private owner, it is the hope and desire that at one point, perhaps someday, an expansion will include trails that would go to the top of that hill.
We started coming there in 1943 and 44, and 20,000 men. By the time we left in the latter part of 1945 and the early part of 46, we had 81,000 men there who ran through Camp Maui, and the thing that made up the balance were the wounded and the lost. And I just want you to know that we accept with open hearts the effort that the community is giving for this park. This park means a lot to us.
This project has been over 2 years in the making. We have had hundreds of people involved in it. Although the committee was around 15 people when it ultimately came to the building of the project, which was almost a little over a month it took to build this playground.
One of the top people that we really needed was a contractor, like you were saying. It was someone who knew about how to deal with the building materials, understood the construction field. And I was referred to 3D Builders to talk to Dan McAvoy, and Dan was very nice. And this was when we didn't know what we were doing, but I met with him, and he was very great about saying, okay, we'll help you guys out. We'll do whatever it takes.
We volunteered for this about 1.5 years ago. We've been going to regular meetings and trying to be involved and help get this thing brought to the point it is today. 3D Builders at this point in time on any one day has had about up to 6-7 people. On the weekend, pretty much everybody else in the company will be up here to help. But we still have a lot of projects going on around the island, and we have anxious homeowners that want to get into their homes, and I'm sure they appreciate what we're doing here, but they still want to see some activity on their house. So for all of those of you who have been out here to help, we really appreciate it. And everybody else that wasn't able to come and help, at least come and enjoy this park. It's just going to be fantastic.
Part of the reason I came and decided to help was that in 1985 in Alexandria, Virginia, at my elementary school, one of the same company, Bob Leathers and Associates, came and built a playground that my parents helped build. I was only 8 at the time, so I didn't get to help build it. But I had so much fun on that playground, I figured I owed it to Bob Leathers and to everyone else to pay back all the fun I had, and so that's why I've been here helping to volunteer and help build this one down in Haiku.
Yeah, I found out about this on a vacation about 6 months ago. So I called Monica and some other people, Allison, that were, I guess, originally putting this thing on. And they said they needed site captains in a really bad way, anybody with construction experience. So I said, sign me up. I'll be there whenever you need me. So they asked me if 7 a.m. to 8 okay, 8 p.m.? So well, those are long days, but sure, I'll do that. Turns out it was about 7 in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. Committed to 6 days, and it turned out to be about 10 days so far. And I'm going to put 2 more weeks in, I think.
We're having fun here, helping out the kids. We got kids, so we're happy to be here. And everybody's pulling together. It's just great. Doesn't matter what our skills are, we're all pulling together, getting along, and we're loving it. So
we'll be done with this in a minute. What's that old saying? Measure out twice, cut once.
That's right.
Lots of work here, lots of people working very, very hard to make something really fantastic and ultra magical.
Look, do you guys need any duct tape? I brought that.
They have a manual. It's about an inch thick of how you do it. Because they go into communities and they give people the manual. And the manual has like 10 or 12 different committees set up, with each committee having, like, you have to do this, 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 a checklist of the things that have to be done.
One of the most fulfilling things for me personally is doing this for the last 34 years, that we have worked in every corner of this country, and every middle part, all over, every 50 states, all 50. In so doing, we encounter parents of kids who in fact are grandparents now, or kids where it was built who are now the parents, and on the legacy passes. When you figure that there's somewhere around 20 million people that have worked on our projects. Now, what that really means is that you've got like 1 out of 20 in this country that have worked on our projects. So you can't go to almost any neighborhood and not encounter some kid that either grew up on it or a parent who built on it, and they share it with each other.
Well, we started out, basically with a blank field. There was, Monday, there was nothing but grass here. So we stake it out, of course, so that we locate where all the holes need to be dug, and then we did that on Tuesday. So we staked out Monday. Tuesday morning we started drilling, and then all day Wednesday, we set all these posts. In the meantime, over in the prefab area, we were building as many parts and pieces of the playground as we possibly could, so that we could speed up the assembly, obviously. So, when you're trying to do something in 6 days and, you've only got 14 hours a day to work, it's important that we be as efficient as possible. So it's now, now it's pretty much just assembly. We set the posts, then we build the platforms. Once the platforms are up, we have to start doing the handrails, and then after the handrails are done, we'll start doing balusters. We put down a layer of filter fabric, and then we put 4 inches of gravel down, and then we put another layer of filter fabric and 12 inches of the wood mulch that you see over here. And that's just a huge undertaking, but it's Friday afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. We're about a half to 3/4 of a day behind right now, probably.
Came together and helped us. Our legislators came together and helped us. Parks Department, the other departments that were necessary. All the critical parts were put together to make the whole playground that we have. And I can only say thank you very much to this community, for all of you that participated, and for all of you children that will enjoy the facilities that have been created.
I just want you to know that the people who built this playground with plenty of love, with lots of hands, with their hearts, with their minds. They have sacrificed a great deal.
Remember 2 very important things in life, important yet simple, and that is having each other and appreciating the gift of life.
I would love to have had a playground like this when I was a child. It's fabulous. I enjoyed very much.
It reminds me of the ancient concept of po'alima. The Hawaiians used to take 1 day out of the week to work for the betterment of their community. And this is the manifestation of that in modern times. That our people came together, worked together, gave of their time, their energy, their effort, and their labor to create this playground behind us for the benefit of the entire community. So from the ancient times, the po'alima, down till today, where we still can give, that's the aloha of this place and the aloha of Maui County. Mahalo.
For those other communities out there who would like to put together a project such as this, I would recommend that you get some people who are enthusiastic and get a core group of volunteers, set up your different committees as far as fundraising, how you're going to maintain it. The county will work very closely with you. One of our questions that we will ask you as part of the whole project, it's not just the building, but the life of the playground, is how this project is going to be built and how it will be maintained in the future with little or no burden onto the department or the maintenance aspect. And also, I would like to thank the 4th Marine Division for their patriotism in World War II, and also being very supportive of helping the community build their playground.
Whole reason for doing it by community is not just to get a playground, but is to build community. And so what it really means is by allowing them to personalize it and make the process theirs and come up with an original playground, it empowers the community, it brings them together, and it stands as a living symbol for 20 years in the future of that community unity.
We would like to encourage people to get involved. We need more people to help with this. It needs to be something that, that everybody in the community, everybody that enjoys the playground helps a little bit. That's what makes it work. That's what will make it last for 20 years. So we encourage everybody to offer their services, whether it means that they'll come out and help us seal the wood in 6 months, or if they just want us to send us a check every year for $50 or $100. Anything we would appreciate.
This project is probably one of the most unique projects that anyone can ever do. It's probably one of the best things that anyone can do because it's not a paid position. So, I mean, it's all volunteer, and with that, you can make mistakes and you can change and you can be willing to be flexible, but also you can do what you really want to do. And this is an exciting project. This is one of the best things, I think, for the community. We've never had something like this before. I'm just amazed that it turned out the way it did. And I mean, if we can do this in little Haiku, Maui, with me starting this, which is really amazing that I even was able to get people that are really wonderful behind it. Anybody can do this, really. And I think when you're ready, you know, God just puts everything together, and we got wonderful people.
That whatever y'all are doing for those kids, remember what they say, that kids grow up and they're going to run the country one of these days, and so they might as well start with our part. And so, Maui no ka'oi to all of you, and bless you, my friend.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Thank you.
Yep, first live too. The magical playground.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time. Hi there, aloha.
Our nation is grateful for the courage and self-sacrifice, and the 4th Marine Division Memorial Park is a reminder of their great service to country and core.
Oh